Welcome, welcome, welcome to my TV-DMV. This is Naj and Big C's live sports
Good.
talk,
Here we
episode
go.
5. And I have to do the intro. Okay, so enjoy. You ready, Sam? Okay, one sec. Ah,
For
you
real.
like it?
For real.
Don't do it.
For real. For real.
For real.
Like, what type of
What?
fake,
Don't play with
fake
me.
Egyptian drums was that?
Don't play with. Don't act like you don't remember.
What type of fake Egyptian drums was that?
Did you say fake?
Yeah. Well,
We can always pause and meet halfway.
I'm saying I just thought Kunta Kinte was about to show up.
We can always pause and meet halfway.
I'm saying, I mean, hey.
What are you saying, really?
I'll come see what that's about.
Meet halfway. Work is not hard. This has been an interesting week.
Yes, it has.
Since last week. A lot is going on in the world of sports. And I realized that I can't get too caught up because it's all planned with what's happening with our young sister Simone Biles. So I'm glad I'm over the emotionalism part. And I'm able to, see this for what it is, for what the Olympics is really. I had to do a lot of research and go into meditation so that I could get myself evened out with this. And I'm not talking from an emotional standpoint, right?
The Olympics aren't the Olympics anymore.
Well, actually, it is. Why isn't it?
No, the only really part about the Olympics is probably swimming, track and field events. Maybe some of the but all track and field events. But when you talk about some of the other stuff, let me tell you, the Olympics is a showcase for amateur athletics. Okay, all of these countries, including the United States now, send professional athletes. The professional athletes started being sent when Russia was cheating. This phase, well, not cheating, but Russia was putting in their professional basketball athletes to play against the Americans. So they were putting pro athletes against collegiate athletes, right? So America said, well, okay, I tell you what, y'all want to go like that? If we send our pro athletes over there in basketball, y'all won't win nothing. Hence the dream team, right? And we know what Jordan and Barkley and all those folks did. They put it on them. Now, because it's not the same anymore, so our top basketball players don't go. Not all of them. Some of them do, but not all of them. Right? But they can't give me an excuse because I don't care. If KD on your team, y'all shouldn't be losing to nobody else on this planet. Sorry. And you got Dame Dollar, Dame Lillard with you.
Let's talk about the Olympics. Let's get down to what it really means. And what is it, right? Olympia, which is a Greek word. It's a Greek god. In the old ancient days, there were gods and goddesses. And even when people now, those who know, understand that Olympia is a Greek god. That's all he was. And so the Olympics and the whole stadium aspect of how, we were once put inside of the stadium to fight and kill each other, in the Colosseums. All of that is part of a Greek culture. And it made me realize what's really happening with our young goddess, Simone Biles, and the ritual that they're doing that she broke, right? So before people get all anxious, the Bible talks about rituals. The Quran talks about rituals. The Torah talks about rituals. So anybody that's really religious. Before we go on, can you guys please like, subscribe, and share? We would really appreciate it, Big C and I, if you would like, thumbs up our video and share it, please, and comment. Please make comments because it helps us to put the shows together as to what you want to hear. So please like, subscribe, and please share. All right. So I don't want to get too far off of Simone Biles because you're getting into the basketball aspects and everything. So I want to just show one video of her because the question right now with her is this jump that she did, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's why is the jump, first of all, that important that it's named after the Russian young lady from 1984 or whenever that was. I remember watching it, Yuchenko, right? The Yuchenko vault. So all these men are doing the vault, women are doing the vault. Why is it that she was scored so low in doing the Yuchenko vault? So let's just watch Miss Yuchenko herself back in 19. Okay, so you saw that, you heard the crowd. She did good. I'm not a hater, right? I thought that, most of these gymnasts to me are phenomenal because I know I can't get out there and do that. So I give props, right? But it was so good that they named the jump after her. And from that time period up until now, people are trying to do that jump. But Simone Biles was penalized for doing it. And there's a lot of people coming forward, a lot of men, European men, who are saying, I don't understand why she was penalized. Like, I can't even do it. We try it. Men do it all the time. Look at the videos. It's unbelievable. So let's watch Miss Simone. 4'8" powerhouse. That's how she's able to do 3 instead of 2. She's so short.
She's sick with it.
I mean, let's give her props where props is due. I saw a happy person. Did she look happy? She looked very happy to me.
Yeah, she's sick with it. She a beast.
Okay, and so when the low scores began to come, that's when things changed. And that's what I believe anyway. Everybody has their own opinion about what happened. And social media right now to me is showing its true colors because she's been being called all kind of names. And I'm not going to say them on the show.
What you mean? What do you mean, Naj?
Calling her the N-word. I mean, people are angry with her because she quit.
Showing their true colors?
Because if you're going to call her that 2 days after you, wait a minute, you asked me a question. You asked me a
You
question.
recall on January the 6th that these hillbillies ran up into the White House? I mean, ran up into the United States Capitol? What do you mean?
I mean, just
Wait
what
a
I
second.
said.
Do you remember? Let's go on
Really,
back.
look,
How many
you
black
know,
people they've hung from trees and burned at stakes and cut off genitalia mutilation and all type of stuff? What do you mean?
just
This
what
ain't
I
nothing
said.
new.
Listen, I didn't say it was anything new. What I did say is that they loved her when she's playing, and 2 days after she decides she's going to quit, now she's all kind of words and all kind of
She didn't decide
derogatory
she was gonna
words.
quit. She said that she was having some mental, like mentally, she couldn't take it. I understand that. You know
I'm
what I mean?
reading between the lines because
All that pressure, and then they say, well, practice makes perfect, right? But ain't nobody perfect. That part. So when you sit back and you say, well, she's not doing this or she's not doing that, man, her mental health, her spiritual being, everything, all of that is more important to me than them going to try to win a fake gold medal for some people that never gave a damn about you in the first place.
she would have gone
Sorry,
forward and
no, I'm
finished.
not.
She would have gone forward, right? But she was humiliated in front of the entire world. And when we go to bed at night, no matter what goes on, because we also work for corporate America, unless we do have our own businesses, right? And so there's not times that people who look like us can say that they haven't gone through racism or something hasn't happened on the job where you go to bed at night and you're sick because you don't there's nothing you can a lot of us, I'm not going to say all, okay, well maybe not you, but
Mm-mm.
many people who look like us have experienced racism in corporate America, and corporate America doesn't want to deal with it, right? They don't want to hear it. They don't want to talk about it when things like that happen. So she went through it. I think that when she went to bed that night, she saw, because she's always talking about the babies that are watching her, all the
No.
children that are watching her, right? And I think that when she went to bed that night, she realized that she was humiliated by being given those low points for no reason. And their reason behind giving her the low points was that there's no way that everyone else can catch up with her. So she said it herself. So she's being penalized for being too great.
Okay. One, did you remember when Venus and Serena first came out? They was playing tennis. What they say about it? They called their daddy a monster, but he done turned these girls into very, very wealthy women, world famous people. Number one, and number two, and number three. Then to top that off, when Oksana said, when she was playing the, what is it, Little Wimbledon or French Open, I don't know where she was at because I forgot about it, because these people, they're just a bunch of hypocrites. She told the people, I don't want the microphones in my face. I'm trying to concentrate on the
Right,
tennis match, and it's bothering me mentally and emotionally. What they
right.
do? They came and stuck even more mics in her face. Like, why would y'all do that? So basically, what you're trying to say is that y'all trying to drive somebody crazy, all because you want to ask them about something that really has no relevance on anything. Well, why did you take a drop shot right there? Well, because I thought it was the best shot and I was going to score. What do you mean? Why I took the drop shot? That's why. Or sit back. Well, why'd you try? Why'd you play baseline? Why didn't you attack the neck? Well, I played baseline because I felt like I was going to win from baseline. What do you mean? They ask really
Silly,
retarded questions. Just dumb. Just flat
silly
out
question.
dumb. And I'm sick about sitting back and we're saying, well, these particular things, but you know who you're dealing with. You're dealing with the country, with the land, with the nation that never gave a damn about nobody but the Caucasian man, woman, and child here. This is why it's known as the wilderness, the lost and found in the wilderness of North America.
Well, we
So,
know that it's a
wait a second,
the
cut
whole
me off.
system.
When you go, I let you talk and I don't say nothing. Now, you're sitting back, and then they sit back and they tell you, oh, but it's land of milk and honey and this, that, and the third, or whatever, whatever. They tell you that you have to sit here and wait to die before you can see heaven. But yet and still, they riding around in Teslas going out of space trying to go to Mars and all this other stuff, and they're having their heaven on earth while you sit here and burn in a hellhole, while you sitting here walking past people sleeping on the streets, all type of stuff on a daily basis. So the way that they're responding, and I said all that to say this, the way that they responded to Oksana, the way that they're responding to Biles, the way that they responded, even to people like LeBron James. Remember,
Yeah,
shut up and
shut up
dribble?
and dribble.
Are you serious? Like, shut up and dribble? What do you mean? So if you're going to sit back and you're going to respond in those types of ways, then the ways is this. Okay, well, instead of taking my talents to the Olympics, I'll take my talents home. Because at the end of the day, they still going to pay her. She's still going to be handsomely paid regardless. Why? Because they want to be able to keep her out there. They want to use you as a tool and also a slave. You gotta remember that. So yeah, we have, you know, these really lively discussions regarding these sports topics and issues, etc. But at the end of the day, you have to know that they look at us as a commodity. Period. Let LeBron James go out there and suffer a compound fracture on the leg and see how fast he still be playing for the Lakers. His saving grace is that he is one of the greatest players of all time in any era, you name it, right? So, and hopefully he's been very smart with his finances and that he has a big, gigantic backup plan just in case these folks act stupid.
Our plan B,
You see what I'm
absolutely.
saying? But if there's any concern or misconception about who these folks are, look at January 6th.
There's no
You're
concern.
talking about,
Well,
come on, you're talking about a president, a former president, who will not spend a single day in a jail cell, and people died, including police officers. You go, and I guarantee you, if you hit a police in the knee with a rock, you looking at about 10 years automatic. Okay?
Well, the politics with Donald Trump, to me, you know, he's a Gemini president. Barack was a Leo president. They're politicians. So I can't talk bad about one without talking bad about the other. And the current president, who has made several racist comments.
That's not who we talking about. We talking about.
You just brought up a president. You just talked about Donald Trump,
no, you
right?
can't go and get like 5 other ones. We're talking.
Why can't
I said January the 6th. Come on now.
Right. But let's talk about what happened on all the president's watches. You can look up, down, sideways. They are all politicians. They're all politicians. I don't want to get off that right now. I want to watch one more video with Simone Biles, and then we can move on.
Simple for her. Now it's just for myself, she says. In addition to the difficulty score, the sum value of all the elements in a routine, there's also an execution score. If a gymnast insists on trying a skill he or she has no business doing, she gets a low execution score. A normal E score for an elite gymnast is in the 8s or 9s. But a low E score will cancel whatever advantage there was in the added difficulty. I'm almost 99.9% sure if any other athlete were to do it besides me, they would give it correct credit, Biles said. But since I'm already way ahead of everybody, they want to pull it back. But in the gymnastics world, people are acknowledging her feats. This is an incredibly difficult dismount, and you make it look too easy. Cecile Landy, who coaches Biles, said on Twitter, "Keep doing you."
Great coach. You know, and I think about my own children, right? And how my daughter was in superstar basketball, and her coach at one point, I had to move her because he was really, really a problem. So it's really good when you have a coach that you can vibe with and get along with. But her scores were extremely low. And the reasoning that they gave was because she's too far ahead and she's in a league of her own, and no one can catch up with her, you know. And so based on that, you're talking about a little girl that's been performing since she was a child. You know, she's 24 years old. And I know in the back of her mind, she's thinking, why me? Why are they doing this to me? You know, so I'm happy that she walked away. A lot of people on social media right now are people who look like us are calling her, you know, a quitter. And, you know, how can you praise someone that quits? And, you know, people are entitled to their own opinion, even on this show. You know, we do have the right to exercise our own opinions, but I am very, very happy that she flipped the script on them and she walked away from it, because nobody needs all of that in 2021. As the young people say, period, right? I don't want to beat the horse all the way down. So I want to
Deshaun Watson. Let's talk about that. How about that?
Deshaun
Watson, still current quarterback of the Houston Texans.
Okay.
As of today, there have been 22 women to come forward and levy allegations against the superstar young man.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, and I still stand by my statement before, if this is something that he did where he sexually assaulted someone, then he should be, you know, punished to the full extent of whatever our laws are that go for that. I don't think that I think that there must be some type of substance there. But then again, we saw how Bill Cosby got railroaded.
Correct.
Then again, we've seen so many different times that, you can get enough people, pay them off, and once you have enough, then you can sit back and say, well, hey, yeah, this is actually accurate. So,
Has he made a statement? Has he said anything yet about it?
Well, he doesn't even go to deposition until February of next year. So,
Mm.
So that effectively means that he's going to get a whole NFL season under his belt. Hopefully, if there aren't any sanctions that come down from the NFL, but the NFL is also conducting their own research and background check and all the other extra stuff that they do. And we'll see how it turns out. But he won't be in Houston, not after this year, regardless of what happens.
Wow, because of this. So if he's being deposed, that means that these women have filed a civil suit against him already. So is he being criminally charged? Do you know?
No, they're just civil suits right now.
The money.
I'm not aware of any criminal charges yet. I might need to go back and double check that for you. But as of this, and if there's anybody else out there viewing this, if you know of anything that I may not know of, because I don't sit back and pretend like, and let me tell y'all viewers that's out here something too. Naj and I, we don't sit up here and pretend like we know every doggone thing. Okay, if there's something that you know and that is factual, man, please toss it our way. We invite regular people to be guests on our show. You don't have to be Magic Johnson to come on or whatever. And I wouldn't care if we had 3 million subscribers. We would still feel the same way, and we still going to carry the same way. We want this to be the type of show that's literally for people, not when they say for the people. No, for people.
For people.
That's right. And in the immortal words of OJ's, I believe, and Jalen Rose, got to give the people.
Give the people what they want.
Got to give the people.
You can sing.
So, we want to really get this where this is, this ain't just our show. This is y'all's show.
That's right.
And we can come on and then we can have discussions, but we do want to keep it where it is sports based, but we go on tangents. We talk about anything. Why? Because this is our show.
Politics comes up. And speaking of politics, what about the quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo? Am I pronouncing his name correctly?
Yeah, you pronouncing his name right.
Did you?
He's a bum.
What'd you call him?
He's a bum.
Is that why the San Francisco 49ers went out and got this young guy straight out of college because he's a bum?
No, he's a bum too. The dude they got is a bum. In the immortal words of
you call him a bum? You haven't seen him perform on the
what was Rocky? Well, hold on. You seen the movie Rocky, right? What was Rocky Trainer name in the movie? Mickey. Yeah. Mickey says, I don't care. He's a bum. You've been fighting nothing but bums. Yeah, he's a bum. He's a bum. That Apollo Creed, he's nasty. He'll chew you up and spit you out the next week. Exactly.
He's highly ranked.
Some type of people.
The person he's highly ranked. He's considered a highly ranked individual, and you haven't even seen him play at this level yet to have an opinion about whether he's a bum or not.
I know a bum when I see one. He's some Garbino. I told them all flat out. I'm gonna tell you some people that's gonna show off this year at the quarterback position in the NFL.
Yes, please.
Jameis Winston down in New Orleans. They keep saying, yeah, he had a bunch of interceptions in Tampa Bay and stuff like that, but he was forcing stuff and trying to be great because he had so much pressure on him. He's from Florida, went to Florida State, and then you end up playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So that right there just made him, really have to focus on the various things that he's doing. Okay. But now he doesn't have Drew Brees to worry about, or if he's going to get in the game. Taysom Hill, the backup quarterback, he's a bum. He's basically a running back / wide receiver trying to play quarterback. He's some trash. He's going to do great this year. Another quarterback that's going to do really, 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 really well is that bad man up in Green Bay known as Aaron Rodgers. Yes, but Aaron has been great the whole time. And last but not least, my number 3 quarterback to watch on this list this year, that's going to be absolutely awesome.
Who's that?
However, he's not. He's going to be in a backup role initially, but he's going to come back and he's going to have a starting role, and that is from my beloved Pittsburgh Steelers, Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins, yes.
Okay.
Steelers picked him up from the Washington Redskins. he ain't want to play for the. Hold on, I said the Washington Redskins. They don't even exist no more. The team that's in Washington D.C. whatever their name's gonna be.
The Washington football team.
Okay, whatever. That's good enough. They don't need a name. They fans talk loud every year and they don't win nothing. I don't care. You win the NFC East. Ooh. And then you get bounced out in the first round of the playoffs. That part. Wait a second. And you only been to the playoffs twice in the last, 73 years or something like that? I don't know what is.
So how did Dwayne Haskins do when he was with the Washington Football League?
He sucked. He didn't focus. He was clubbing, partying, because he's from here.
So you think he's going to do better now that he's no longer here?
Most definitely with Mike Tomlin. Mike don't play that. Mike is a top 5 coach in the NFL. Head coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I thought Shanahan was one of the top 5.
Who?
Shanahan. He's not one of the top 5 coaches?
Not to me, no.
Okay. Because he used to coach the Washington football team.
That's why he's not a top coach.
I like him. I
top coaches. Belichick, Tomlin.
Bella?
Belichick, Tomlin, Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh, Sean Payton down there in New Orleans, Bruce Arians in Tampa Bay, and I got to go with him. Andy Reid out there in Kansas City. Got to. Those like my top 5 right now. Now, Kyle Shanahan don't even smell that.
Well, his father was a coach too, correct?
Okay, and
that's probably how he got in the game.
Okay, if I had John Elway and Terrell Davis, I'd have won Super Bowls too.
Oh, you're saying he won because of the players and not because of his skills?
Hey, when he went to DC, they didn't win nothing. If I'm not mistaken, he drafted Albert Hainsworth. Are you serious?
Well, he was also the coach for the Atlanta Falcons, the Cleveland Browns.
They didn't win.
He's been around and he's still here. He has
There's a lot of coaches that's been around that don't deserve to be around.
Because they're not in your top 5 pick list.
No, Mike Shanahan don't make a top 20 for my coaching list. No.
Okay, I don't know why you don't like him.
It's not I don't like him. He's sorry.
You don't respect his game as a coach.
Okay, check this out. When you got John Elway playing quarterback, you got Terrell Davis in the backfield. Then you got Bill Romanowski. You got Keith Burns. You got all these dudes that's like basically they're either Pro Bowlers or eventually going to be in the Hall of Fame. Man, you could have coached that team without plays. All we had to do is say, John, go in there, get a ball to TD, and that's it. When you get ready to pass, just throw it. That's the game plan.
Okay. So who are the top 5 teams? Like, who do you really think this year is definitely on the radar for being in the top 5?
Top 5 NFL?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be biased. I'm going to be honest about it. Of course, Kansas City, you can put them 1 or 2 or 1. It just depends. The Chiefs. You got to put the defending champs up there. That's the Tampa Bay Bucks because Magnificent Tom is playing. Y'all can hate Tom all y'all want to. Tom is a beast, and he is the GOAT. Okay. I got the Buffalo Bills being there.
Okay.
Yep. And it's hard to discount. I know, right? Let's make it fast.
Sorry, hold on. Najim Big C's Live Sports Talk. How may I help you?
Yes. How are you all doing?
We're peaceful. Good evening. How you feeling?
My name is Louise Carter, and I'm from Alcoa, Tennessee. You probably never heard of Alcoa, but that's where I'm from.
Is it near Nashville?
No, I'm a good little distance from Nashville. I'm
what
near
about Knoxville?
Mountains, near the Smoky Mountains.
Okay.
Well,
I'm at the foothill of the Smoky Mountains. That's where I am.
Well, welcome, Louise. Thank you for calling.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm calling about the young lady Simone.
Mm-hmm.
You know she's good, and the world knows that she's good. And I would say that she's the best of the best of this doggone committee. I don't know why they would give her those low scores. She's only demonstrating her skills, and her skills are really good. They're outstanding, and to me, they're better than the rest of them, but they won't give her credit for it. They know she's good, and she's been good since day one.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't like it. So they hurt her by giving her low scores. They know that's going to go right to her heart and hurt that poor child.
Mm-hmm.
And she does not have to take it. And she's showing them that she's not going to take it, which is really good. And you know what? I'm going to hang up and listen to you all, okay?
Oh, thank you, Louise.
I appreciate you calling in, most definitely.
All right, now.
Thank
I'm
you.
listen to you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Now, that was great input. I appreciate the folks out there in Tennessee. If y'all are out there, I was also giving you the rundown on the team. Unfortunately, I can't put the Titans in my top 5, but they're definitely in my top 10 teams for this year.
Okay.
They had an awesome pickup when they picked up Julio Jones from the Atlanta Falcons. That made them immediately better. Coupled with their star running back and Derrick Henry from the University of Alabama. They're going to be a very formidable team to deal with. And you know, they could make a run, you know, to the AFC Championship, maybe even Super Bowl. They can have some luck. They had a shot a couple of years ago when they had that magnificent run against, you know, where they knocked off the Baltimore Ravens, etc., Lamar Jackson on the road. So, Tennessee, Big C, we love y'all. So just shout out to Tennessee right quick. But then that last team that's going to make this top 5, well, that's going to make the 5, right? I'm just going to have to say it. I don't want to say it.
Why?
Everybody is
Dallas.
please don't get mad at me.
Are you going to say Dallas?
Nope.
Oh.
I'm not going to say it because then to top it off, I will be disowned and I will never say it. So the top 5 team is the Pittsburgh Steelers. You better bet it. And I said it first right here.
Oh my goodness. That's only 4. Kansas, Tampa, Buffalo Bills, and Pittsburgh. Who's the 5th?
Oh, well, I'll go with it. I got a dark horse, though. I do have a dark horse that people are sleeping on. And that is the Miami Dolphins. Mm-hmm. The Miami Dolphins finished the Dolphins finished the season last year at 10-6, okay? When they put in Tua got in the game, it changed a lot of things. And I think that they made some real positive strides. They've done really, really well in the draft. And they've got pieces to make a run. Them and the other dark horse is the Arizona Cardinals. And we'll see how it plays out. But Dallas, they're not going to do nothing. So if y'all some Cowboy fans, this is the wrong show to come to think we're going to talk about that. I'm going to talk good about them. They talk good. They worse than the Redskins almost. They talk good every year, and they don't win nothing. Not Nathaniel.
So we got your top 5 picks, and trust me, I'm gonna keep this because you know you thought that your team was going to win the NBA, right? And I should have bet you.
Nuh-uh. I knew we wasn't going to win. I told you we weren't going to win. I told you when Anthony Davis, I'm a diehard Laker fan. When Anthony Davis got hurt, LeBron was already hurt. That's what y'all keep failing to realize. He was already hurt. And to top it off, we didn't get good guard play. We got a little decent play from Dennis Schroeder, whatever you want to call this up. I think he's some garbage too. But Kyle Kuzma, he need to be gone. He need the Cavs behind. And then on top of that, they need to go ahead and, well, only I can tell you this, Naj, if you need a heart, then you're going to need a donor because I can't give you no heart, okay?
The Wiz, the 10-man got a heart. Wasn't it the 10-man?
Yeah, but he went, that was a fake heart. It was on a keychain, remember? That he put it there. Remember, it was like a little keychain in the clock or something in the heart or something like his ticker, right? But if you ain't got no heart, then you're gonna need a donor. And with these folks here, no, I'm telling you, They need some donors, and I can't do it for you.
We'll
But
see. You know,
that's
I
a whole
think
nother level. Because I know you was on Giannis hard, so I got to give you props on that.
because
Giannis
he's
bless your
young. I
name.
mean, he's young and fresh, and he, you know, even still, he's professional. He
Yeah.
hasn't no arrogance going on with that young man. I
Mhm.
really like him.
Yeah, but Giannis, he did his thing in the playoffs. I mean, he represented. He put up one of the highest scoring games, you know, with that 50-pointer, 6th highest scoring game in the NBA history, finals history. Man, he was awesome. And you know, people keep talking about, yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that too. Because people keep talking about Chris Paul, right? And they want to say CP3 is a top 10 guard all time. I'm going to give you some names. Ready?
I'm ready.
Not no order. Not in any particular order. I'm just going to give you some names. Gary Payton, Kevin Johnson, Magic Johnson, Pete Maravich, Isaiah Thomas, Allen Iverson, John Stockton, John Lucas, what's my man's name? Mark Price, Tiny Archibald,
like the all-time best.
Tiny Archibald, and that's 10. I'm gonna stop right there. CP3 don't come before none of them, and I left off some great guards that need to still be on there. Great, that's better than him. So what you talking about? CP3? No, he's an all-time loser. He's the only player. Listen to this. Only player in NBA history to have 4 different series where he was up 2 games to 0 and lose.
Did you call him an all-time loser?
All-time loser.
That's not accurate.
Why? What has he won?
Well, as a team, the team may not have won, but his
loser.
His game is on point. His game is on point, and I really do hope that he goes.
Really? Okay, so you're coming down, right? His game on point. You're supposed to be this all-time great guard or whatever. You are supposed to be the point guard supreme. And remember, I didn't even mention Steph Curry and all of them. I left them dudes off, Kyrie Irving, all that. I didn't say them now. I told you I left people off on purpose.
Okay.
Now, so you're going to come down with your dominant hand, and you got the ball and turn it over with your dominant hand. You didn't lose it with your offhand. You lost it with your dominant hand, dude. In the clutch where it made a difference. Wait a second. You're shooting like 90-something% from the free throw line or whatever it is. You need to make a free throw. What do you do? Miss them both. I remember you for the Clippers, unavailable because you're hurt. Allen Iverson would have came out there. He would have played on crutches if had to be.
Yeah, different style.
That's right.
Basketball player.
Now, personally, you know, Magic was. I'm gonna have to be honest about that too. Magic Johnson was my all-time favorite point guard. However, it was my all-time favorite point guard, and y'all can quote me here in TV land for saying this. Is Allen A.I. the answer Iverson? Period. That is the best point guard. Period. If I'm going to war, that's the point guard that I want. Allen Iverson. Y'all can have everybody else.
Yeah, I like
Isaiah, you can have Kyrie, you can have Havlicek, you can have whoever you want.
Yeah.
I need AI, and that's my first pick.
I just saw an interview with an old interview. Well, it wasn't even an interview. He and Kobe were together. It was so special. So special. Some really good players out here. Can I ask you a question? Who is the Big 12? Who are the Big 12? Is that Can you hear me?
One of the good things is that we get to be in our element and we get to be at our home or whatever it is. And I got a bunch of background stuff going on. So,
it's okay.
Folks don't say we bootleg right now, right?
Not even that. Ain't nobody judging
However,
you.
The Big 12 is a Midwestern type conference that had consisted of Kansas State, Kansas, Oklahoma State, Texas.
Okay.
Who else? I can't think all of them right now. I have to actually sit down and think about it.
Texas and Texas A&M.
No, Texas A&M is SEC school right now. They left and went to the SEC.
Right. That's what I want to ask about. And we're giving, how do you get $75 million just for going to the SEC? And so,
because that's what they generate.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking college. We're talking college.
Yeah.
Where's the money going?
Where's the money going? The money is going to the college.
$75 million that maybe now that this law has passed, maybe some of the money will go to some of the players.
I doubt it.
Why do you doubt it? The Supreme Court,
the Supreme Court have the opportunity to, the players now have the opportunity where they can make money off their images and likeness. And that's fair, right? Because you shouldn't be able to sit here as a university and they sit back and say, well, we're paying, we give them a college education. Okay, let's say they will go to the most expensive school in America, which is George Washington University, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they pay $47,000, let's round it off, $50,000 a year for a basic undergrad degree, 4 years, right? That's $200,000. Y'all making millions off one dude, one. So you cannot sit here and tell me that the little education that you just gave them or whatever, that y'all saying y'all gave somebody, because you still got to go to class and do the work. Because you can fail and flunk out of school, right? So that means that you didn't get the so-called education that they said. You have the opportunity for this, right? But it doesn't mean that you're going to get it, okay? So when you sit back and they're talking all this trash, it's just real big. But we need to pause, take a commercial break right here, and we will be right back.
Okay. I don't see any comments except one. Hi, I'm on this. Okay. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try to bring CINCH. Okay. Thank you for the comments. Okay, Arsette, I just sent you something. Hopefully you got it while we're waiting on Big C to come back. I hope everybody's having a great week, and I hope that everything is going your way and that everything you're wishing for will happen to you, that you break through the haters that are trying to hold you back, and that you get them out of your life. Amen. Ashe. And all right. We have about 15 minutes left, and we are waiting on...
No, you're not.
See? Oh, you're back.
Yo.
All right, I'm trying to figure out what else I wanted to speak about. Oh, Kevin Durant. They played Iran last night.
Did they lose that one too?
They did lose. No, they won.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
They lost to France. I said, man, those boy lovers and things. I said, man, let me stop watching this before I lose my mind. They getting on my nerves.
There. And can you speak on Pat Mahomes?
Of course I can. What you mean?
Just what I asked. Can you speak on him?
Of course. Pat the bomb. Pat is all of it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why is he all of it?
Because he's the best quarterback in the NFL, period.
Best in the entire NFL?
Right now, yes.
Okay. I thought you said that Aaron Rodgers.
No, I ain't say Aaron is the best in the NFL. I said that bad man called Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but by you saying that bad man, you didn't mean that he was the best. Is he one of the best right now, or
most definitely for sure?
Okay, but Pat Mahomes is definitely over him.
Yeah, Pat Mahomes, he's number one. Period.
What?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Can you speak on? Oh, we have a guest.
You do that like you be so surprised or something.
I am surprised sometimes. You'd be surprised.
What you be surprised for?
I'm surprised about a whole lot of things these days.
Ask the doggone caller, woman.
Cynthia.
Hey.
What you mean?
How are you, Cynthia?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Okay, Miss Vaughn, what's going on? Big salute.
Thanks for coming on. Okay, why is he all of it?
The best quarterback in the NFL, period.
Best in the entire. What's going on? We have some feedback.
That's you. We already said that.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. That was kind of weird. Cynthia?
Yes.
We have about 15 minutes left. Did you want to add on to
I was just listening to the show, and I just wanted you guys to know that I was really enjoying it. I'm not my brother played for the NFL, Alfred Clark, for the Raiders back in the day. So
I know who that is.
That's my brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? I never knew that.
Yeah. Well, we beat up on them too.
Oh, shut up.
Mm-hmm.
That's my baby brother.
When they were cheating, trying to hit my man too hard.
Oh, yeah. You look just like him. You look identical to Alfred.
Boy, I must be gorgeous then. Woo.
Yeah, well, that too.
I didn't know that you had a brother that played.
Oh yeah. He played all through college and then all 4 years in the NFL. Yeah.
Never knew that. Small world.
Yeah, that was from I think that was from 76 to 82, something like that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Who remembers these things? Who remembers these things? Small world out here.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. So I just wanted to come on, hop on here and say hi. I'm loving the show.
We definitely appreciate the
love. I love the content and the way it's being given. And I love when you first came on, when you were saying, hey, we're talking about sports, but we're going to talk about other things as well.
Mm-hmm.
And and that makes the show, palatable for people such as myself who, been around sports all my life, but really not into it that much,
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, but I listen because it's interesting. And when you're with someone, if you have your mate or someone that's interested in these things, then you need to at least know some things instead of sitting there going, I used to call baseball 4 quarters.
Well, I can tell you this,
baseball 4 quarters.
One of the things that I know one of the things that's really important to Naj and myself is that, that folks that participate with us, this isn't just like, it's our show. This is for you too as well. It's a place where you can be heard, where you can be seen, where you can voice your opinion, regardless if I agree if Naj agrees or whoever. It does not matter.
Well, that's what I love what you said.
Yeah, because the thing is that with being and I'm just gonna say it, an African American show. And knowing the climate of race relations in this country and even around the world as it relates to Black people, it is really important that we're able to talk about and expose some of the things that take place that they're not going to speak about.
Well, don't get me started on so-called Black people. Naj can tell you about that.
Well,
don't get me started on that.
Well, don't worry about it. I do think we got some Black people that's got white people on the inside of their bodies, but I'm not gonna do it because what they'll say then is that they'll say, "Oh, it's a racist show and they're racist."
Yeah,
people,
well, you know what? We really don't care anymore because we're beyond that foolishness. Okay, seriously. So any immature, ignorant, foolish people that want to come on the show, then they need to go somewhere else and create their own show. That's the way I feel about it. So we're not going there.
Who's gonna get her started?
Or we're not gonna censor ourselves. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Because there's enough platform and enough craziness out here for everybody to have their own stuff. We're gonna do whatever you guys want to do, and we're gonna say whatever we want to say, and so we don't get kicked off. But at the same time, we're not gonna censor ourselves.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
That's right.
Man,
I appreciate
so
what you
beautiful to
said.
have
That's
you
why
here.
I'm still listening, because I appreciate what you said. But at the same time, no, we're not. We're adults. You know, I'm an OG, okay? I'm an elder, so I'm really not gonna censor myself, okay? I'm not gonna do it. We are so past that. We are so past that.
We are. You're right. We definitely are.
Past that. I am not gonna apologize for it. I will never apologize for it. And you know, so and then the modern Europeans had the nerve to put me as keynote speaker for the Human Origins conference next year in Albuquerque, New Mexico. They in for it.
Okay, that's
okay.
Let's go.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
They chose me. I don't. You know, they chose me. I didn't apply for anything. But again, I am who I am, and that's it. I'm not gonna hide myself. I'm not gonna censor myself for anybody on this planet. Not gonna happen.
Well, I heard you when you said you was an OG. That sent shivers up my spine. I thought you were about to say you were going to get the belt or something.
I was. That's what it is. You know? And then when you try to be slick and try to, you know, come at me, and you get up a little early, boo! I'm already open. Yeah. See.
Please don't get me started.
Please. Boy, I do not want to whoop in today. Not today.
Well, I just wanted to hop on here and say how much I love you guys and appreciate you. I didn't want to take up the last 15 minutes, but hey, I'll come on some other time and spend some more time with you guys. But I love you so very much.
You too, and thank you so much.
Listen, we definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, you guys are rocking. I just want you to know that. Keep it up, because you know it'll grow and get those subscribers up over 1,000, so you can do some other things on the platform.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Having said that, please, I can't stress enough. Please like, share.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. I want you to say that every time when you get on. When you get on, just say that in the beginning, because a lot of people like what you're doing, but they forget to push the like button.
Like and subscribe.
Before we even get started, you guys just go ahead and like, because if you're watching it, then you liking it.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. So, Big C, you have to remember too. You have to say.
Yeah,
that's
when I came on. Before you guys said a word, I was like.
Thank you.
Yeah,
we appreciate you.
I love you. I love you so much. And see, it was so nice meeting you in person again. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Martin.
All right.
Miss Martin.
L is my last name. Thank you.
You got her last name incorrect.
Okay. Wait a second. So that means Moorish Science Temple, right?
Yeah, I'm Moorish, not Moorish Science Temple. I'm not Moorish Science Temple. I'm Moorish. Yeah.
Okay, so
not colored people, black people, and African American, 2 continents. You can't be that.
Noah Drew Ali, right?
Yes, right. All day.
And this is the wilderness of North America, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
You already know that.
What? That's a whole nother show right there.
I just told you when you was calling them black people and African American, I was like, don't get me started.
No, that's a whole nother show.
Well, this is a sports show, so we can have another show to start.
What I just said.
The names and the brands that they have given us.
Yes. All right.
Well, listen, Ms. L, can you tell my partner Naj to do something about them fake Egyptian drums she got?
Them fake what?
The fake Egyptian drums.
You know what?
Don't beat no drums.
Let me just say this, and on that note, everybody. We are going to end the show until next week. I hope everybody has a perfect week, and I hope that everybody gets everything that they want this week, whatever it may be. Wish it and manifest it and make it work. Having said that, I love both of you very much. And we're going to close out drum style.
I love it.
You better not play them drums.
Everybody needs to take care.
Have me look around for Tarzan.
Good night, my sister.